And he's he's just like fucking Norman Bates, where he looks at all his customers, chat, and instead of murdering them and jerking off to them, he just feeds them to his giant pet spiders. Hello, I just wanted to thank you for clicking on my video, and I also wanted to let you know that not only do I create content here on Class in the Glass, but I also stream content on my Twitch channel, Mr. Revan7. I play single-player games, multiplayer games, and I also do movie reviews and cartoon reviews as well. I also want to encourage you to check out my Patreon, Class in the Glass, where I offer audio commentaries, full reactions for movies, and also the ability to submit questions for my video casts and podcasts. In the meantime, thank you for watching, and enjoy the video.
We interrupt this program to bring you Courage, the Cowardly Dog Show, starring Courage, the Cowardly Dog.
Let's go ahead and get into it, chat. Courage, the Cowardly Dog, starting with episode 1H, and we'll get to 1B, A Night at the Cat's Motel. Chat, we are starting out on a dusty trail, chat, with Muriel, with Eustace, and Courage the Cowardly Dog. They're just getting back from vacation. According to Eustace, chat, it fucking stunk. It was the worst vacation imaginable, and they just want to get back home, but they're so goddamn tired, they need to rest. And then they can complete the next few hours, get home. They're old. They're fucking old. You gotta remember, chat, Eustace and Muriel, very old, and they need their sleep. I can't be driving out late at night, chat. Eustace can barely see as it fucking is. You want him to crash into somebody, it'd be the worst thing ever. Then they gotta cover up a fucking murder, and then Courage, he's gonna panic, chat, so Eustace is gonna have to kill Courage. It'd be the worst. And so they stop at the Cat's Motel, chat. A vacancy just opened up. Woo, boy! And Courage is like, I don't know about this place, guys. It looks really creepy, chat. Stormy night in the middle of nowhere. And it's like, kind of got like a Bates Motel kind of vibe, chat. You got like an Anthony Perkins just jerking it in the hotel room nearby. It's very, you see the outline, chat. You just see the outline of Anthony Perkins. Like, yeah. And they go in the thing. And they're like, there's no one around. Eustace and Muriel and Courage's like, oh, Jesus, fuck. He's always shaking. Just, Courage, relax, you little bastard. And they go up to the counter and ring-a-ding-ding. They ring-a-ding-ding that bell, chat. Who steps out, chat? Mr. Katz, who is a literal anthropomorphic talking cat. And Courage is like, the fuck is that? And he's just like, how you doing, cool? You know, he's always like snapping shit. He's like, you listen to jazz or something, Mr. Katz? He's like, ooh, oh, yeah. And Eustace is like, I don't want to listen to any of this urban music. We would like a room, please. And Mr. Katz is like, just got a room that just opened for you. But there's only one thing, Daddy-O. And he just snaps, goes, 1, 2, 3. And he points, chat. Let's do it. And they see a sign, no doggos allowed. No doggos allowed, chat. And Muriel's like, oh no. And Eustace is like, I don't give a fuck. Courage is meanwhile grabbed onto Eustace's neck and just going, just scared to death. He was like, I got it. And Eustace just walks outside. And I was actually kind of shocked by this, because Eustace, he grabs Courage and he puts him on the ground. He gets the leash open. He wraps the leash around his neck. Woo! Like Mr. Katz, chat. Who is that? Who is that, chat? Thank you for the follow. Welcome to stream. Mr. Double Aron, welcome. Thank you for the follow. You're my new Huckleberry. Hope you're having a fantastic Tuesday evening. Currently reviewing Courage the Cowardly Dog, where Eustace is, for whatever reason, being very kind to Courage. And he puts him on the ground, chat. He gets the leash around his neck, puts on the fucking thing. And before he leaves, he goes, there you go, dog. Ooga booga booga. He goes, ah! He fucking screams. He just starts laughing. And Muriel walks out, and she grabs her her handbag. She's like, stop fucking scaring him. And she starts beating him. He's like, oh, Muriel, please. Just starts beating him, chat. Like a few good whomps in there. Good few good whomps. And eventually, Muriel, she brings a blanket out. She's like, I'm sorry, Courage. We'll be with you in the morning. Here's a nice warm blanket. I warmed it with my own body. He goes, oh, thank you, Muriel. And it's nice and warm and toasty. It reminds him of Muriel, chat. She wraps him, and he's like, yeah, and he goes to sleep. And then we go into the room. They go into the room. Eustace is like, I'm fucking tired. I'm going to go to bed. But Muriel, she's going to draw herself a bath, chat. She needs to relax. She needs a good soak. And she's going to, then she'll join Eustace in bed. But then we cut back to Mr. Katz, and he opens a door, and he's just like, babies, din din, and he has this room filled with giant spiders. And he's just like, the main course has arrived. So fucking weird. So Mr. Katz, apparently, chat, he's a voyeur. And he's he's just like fucking Norman Bates, where he looks at all his customers, chat, and instead of murdering them and jerking off to them, he just feeds them to his giant pet spiders. What? And so he's like, oh, we have those. You have quite a feast before you. One of them is quite skinny, the man, but the woman, the female, oh, so Rubenesque, so curvaceous. And they're like, we're gonna eat the woman. And they're very excited. And we cut back to the room chat where Mr. Katz, he had basic Scooby-Doo shit, where he has the portrait. You see his eyes moving around. He's like, "Here's Eustace." Goes to the bathroom, unscrews the fucking top of the shower thingy. Sees fucking Muriel. And Muriel, we see Muriel chat. We see a lot of Muriel, by the way. We're seeing that. We see some bosom. I forgot this is 1999 chat. You can show, there's a lot of cartoon bosom. I mean, really throughout cartoons since like the 1930s. All the way up to like the 2000 shit, like a lot of bosom, a lot of cleavage here, and so you see Muriel's bosoms, chat, and you see the outlines. And it's like, here we go. I mean, there's one scene where she is literally her fingertip is just protecting her nipple, and that's it. But you see everything else. I'm like, God damn. All right, forgot about this shit. Like, you never see that nowadays. It's crazy. But he unscrews the top of the shower head, and a fucking giant spider just comes out. It's big, chat. It's about the size of Muriel's head, and it's walking on water towards her. He's like, uh-oh. Meanwhile, we cut to Courage just fucking shaking still. He's like, oh, the blanket's cold. And then he sees like Mr. Katz or his outline. He's just not moving. He's just like, the fuck is that? And Mr. Katz puts a box down, and Courage is like, the fuck? And Mr. Katz opens the box, and a giant fucking spider comes at Courage. He goes, oh! And he's like trying to get the fucking leash off his neck, chat. The spider's, I'm gonna eat you, I'm gonna eat you, I'm gonna eat you. Eventually, Courage, he gets the leash off, chat. He fucking takes off. He's got to go to Muriel and Eustace, and he just launches himself into the fucking room. Just launches himself in the room through the window and everything. Eustace trying to get Eustace awake. Muriel, meanwhile, she's like, courage! She's holding off this giant spider trying to get to her bosom's chat. I want the bosom. No. Trying to eat the bosom's chat. And he's going to Eustace. He's trying to wake up, you idiot. And he's trying to slap him, chat. Nothing can wake Eustace up. Eventually, he's just like, oh, shit, what am I going to do? What the fuck am I going to do? He's like, I need help. I need to get help. And so then he goes to the management chain. He goes to the manager's office where he was before, Mr. Katz, because Mr. Katz is responsible for this. He just doesn't know. He thinks he doesn't know who put the box. It looked like Mr. Katz, but he's not sure. But then Eustace's bed, it flips, chat, and replaced with another bed. And so Eustace, he's fucking gone. You know what's going to happen to him. And Courage, he goes to the manager's office, and he's like, no one's there. Mr. Katz not there. He's ringing ding ding on the bell, nothing. And then he opens the fucking door where he sees Eustace cocooned. He sees Eustace cocooned in a fucking spider's web, and the spiders are feasting upon his flesh. He's like, oh! And he goes over there, chat, and he fucking hits the spiders off, and he grabs Eustace, and then Mr. Katz presents himself. He's like, oh, Courage, just snapping. How you doing? His Courage's like, why are you doing this, man? He's like, I like fucking spiders, man. Who doesn't like spiders? And then he takes the mask off, chat. He takes the mask off. And who is it, chat? It's John Peters. I should have known. The producer of Batman 1989, chat. This guy, Wild Wild West, it all makes sense. Everything came together. It was John goddamn Peters the whole time. And Courage is like, you is in his eye. And fucking Courage just throws Eustace at him. He throws the dead body of Eustace at John Peters. And he falls on him. He crushes him. And he fucking gets out of there. Try to buy himself some time. Eventually, though, Mr. Katz, John Peters, catches up to him, chat. And he's like, all right, before I kill you, Courage, let's have a game of racquetball. And Courage is like, why? He's like, you don't have a choice. And they just start playing racquetball. It's like, that's weird. Meanwhile, chat, we cut back to Muriel, and she's having a tough time and still going for them bosoms, but she manages to fucking whack it against the side of the tub, and she throws it in the toilet chair, and she flushes that shit. She's like, ah! She gets her toe in there. That's when we see her fingertip covering the one nip. And she flushes it, and she's like, I'm getting the fuck out of here. I don't like this at all. She puts on her fucking boot shit. She gets everything moving and grooving. She's good. And she's like, all right, well, I got to find that man, and I got to find my goddamn dog. Meanwhile, we come back to Courage, chat, and he's losing the racquetball game. He tries to get one good swipe in there, trying to win the game, but he can't do it, Jim. John Peters is just too powerful for him. And John Peters wins. He wins the racquetball game, and he's like, and now I will let my baby feast upon your face. He takes in a big, giant spider, chat, just about to eat Courage. But thankfully, Muriel comes by, and she fucking whacks the shit out of John Peters, chat. Just fucking bludgeons him to death with her handbag. And she goes, Courage, this place is awful. What a terrible place. I'm going to give it a very bad Yelp review. We are leaving. We're going to go back home right now. And she goes, oh, thank God, Muriel. And she hugs me. She's like, oh, I love you, Courage. And she grabs Eustace's drained corpse. We got to bury him in the morning. And they put him in the car. And they drive back to their home, chat. And that is episode 1A, chat, which I believe is going to get the respect on this episode's name. A Night at the Cat's Motel, as I prefer to call it, chat. A Night at the John Peters Motel. Then we get to the next episode, chat. We're transitioning over. These episodes are very short. They're about 12 minutes each back in the day. A lot of cartoons like this, chat. And we have Cajun Granny Stew, chat, where we are introduced to a very walled-eyed, derpy-looking fox who has a very thick Cajun accent, chat. Sounds like Remy LeBeau. Sounds like Gambit. And he's making a good old stew, chat. Oh, it's great. He's putting lizard lips in there. Some good old lizard lips, chat. He's putting some human kidneys in there. Getting some turtle eyes in there. Some squid tentacles. Oh, it's going to be goddamn good. But the last recipe, chat, for his gumbo, for his Cajun gumbo, chat, which he wants to enter into a competition where he'll win the fucking grand prize of, I don't know, doesn't even say in the episode. He needs one sweet old granny. He needs one sweet, extra thick, chat. You need one in the thick, you can put any old granny in there, but you get a thick granny, double C, maybe triple C, thick granny, be a good stew. But he's all out of granny. He needs some more thick granny. So he's like, I gotta go out and get me a granny. He puts he's like, his derpy eyes go off in different directions, but he puts on these sunglasses. He looks real cool. I'm gonna go get me a granny. So he goes off, chat. Meanwhile, we cut to Courage and Muriel, and they're sitting on a park bench, and Muriel's just having a fine time. She's feeding pigeons. And she's like, oh, what a relaxing day, Courage. The weather's beautiful. It is beautiful, chat. And look at all the birds. Look at how nice they are. And Courage is like, I hate those motherfuckers. They make fun of me. And the birds just start fucking with him. They start mocking him and going, boo. And he goes, ah. And he starts hiding in Muriel's jacket. She goes, oh, Courage. Oh, stop tickling me. You're so silly. And eventually he comes out. And then when her Courage peeks his head out and he sees the fucking fox. Like, what the fuck was that? That was peripheral vision. And eventually, Muriel, she just falls asleep because she's old. She's old, chat. She falls asleep. And, the Cajun fox comes by and he goes, hey, man, I see you have a sweet, thick grandma. She's looking good, thick granny. Hey, you do anything with her? Courage's like, the fuck are you doing? He punches Courage. He punches Courage, chat, and he literally picks up Muriel and runs. He just fucking goes for her. And Courage's like, you asshole! And Courage just takes off, run after him, chat. And this entire episode is them just playing football with Muriel, chat. It's like an episode of Wile E. Coyote and the Roadrunner, where one gets the thing and they take off running, chat, and then they're instantly fucking stopped by something, either an environment or a trap that the other has set up, over and over and over and over again, chat. They either each have like an advantage. One point, Courage catches up to the fox, and he's at a fucking waiting for a taxi, chat. He's about to get in a taxi, and Courage is like, "Where is she?" And the fox goes, and Courage is like, he fucking punches the shit out of the fox, and he opens his mouth, chat, and he vomits Muriel. He ate her, chat, and he vomits her. He didn't like chew her up, chat. He vored her. He vored her, chat. Look it up. He vored her. Actually, don't look it up. He vored her, and he just vomits her up. And she's still alive. She's still breathing. She's still good. And, Courage picks up, oh, my God, you're so, it's gross. But he runs off from Muriel, chat. Eventually, though, the situation occurs where, literally some Looney Tunes shit, where they're running off the side of cliffs, and they're like, oh, this is a hell of an ordeal. Like, the fox falls down, chat, and you hear a little poo, and a little smoke cloud comes up and everything. Eventually, the fox is like, all right, I'm going to fucking end this. And he grabs Muriel, chat, who kind of is occasionally coming out of sleep. She goes, oh, I feel like I'm dreaming. And she goes back to sleep again. But he gets a fucking plane. He's like, I'm taking you back to my goddamn cave and turning you into stew right now. Some gumbo. Some good old gumbo. Puts her in a plane. Courage is like, fuck. He just shoots himself out of the cannon, chat, out of this cannon he just grabs. And he shoots himself towards the plane, lands on it. And him and the fucking fox just start battling, chat, on the top of the plane. Muriel, who's now sleepwalking, she's walking back and forth, and it's causing the plane to tip over. They're like, oh, shit, she's too thick! And they have to be on one side of the wing, chat, on one side of the wing, to balance out the thickness that is Muriel. But it's too late because she's about to fall off the edge. Oh, she fell off the edge. Like, no! They both scream no. And they look down, and she's walking upside down, chat. And this is what they established that Muriel She isn't throughout the series. It might be just for cartoony, some cartoony sake, for the cartoon sake, being kind of goofy. But people have speculated that Muriel actually has supernatural powers. And because Courage is constantly running into these fantastical creatures, fantastical individuals, monsters, insane people, and they're saying that that just happens to him. He's, for whatever reason, he's always finds himself in these situations. And one of those people is probably Muriel. Like, she also has these abilities too, but she doesn't know that she has them at times. I mean, people have always speculated that Eustace is an immortal, which is fucking nuts. It's fucking nuts because he keeps coming back, so he dies, but he comes back again, and so that's why he's so curmudgeonly, because he just wants to fucking die. He just doesn't care, and he takes out all of his rage on Courage because he can't die. Like, the people have like weird fucking fan theories. So like, Muriel has these abilities that she just innately she doesn't know she's using, and Eustace is an immortal that cannot die. It's a very interesting idea. I never thought about that. Yeah, I mean, it's weird. I don't think it's true. I think it's just, you know, fans just trying to come up with reasons, like to come up with like a narrative sense of the cartoon itself. But it's fun to speculate about. And so the plane eventually, though, chat, it fucking goes down. It goes down, smashes. The fox comes to. Muriel's fine. He grabs. Muriel survives the crash. He grabs her and he runs back to his cave. Courage, he's all up in the air because he got like, they went down, he went up in the air, and eventually he's like, he starts coming down, chat. Meanwhile, we cut back to the fox, and he's prepping Muriel for the stew, chat, rolling her in flour, spicing her up, getting some vinegar in there, getting all sorts of sauces, chat, you know, massaging the thickness so the meat's nice and tender, and he's just about to put her in the stew, chat. Has her lifted, got her hands on that tuchus, that thick Muriel tuchus, chat, about to lower into the pot itself. And then all of a sudden he's like, what the fuck's that noise? And he looks above him, chat, and Courage has gone through the fucking mountainside into his fucking cave and lands on top of Muriel, crushes the fox, chat. The fox is smushed by Muriel. All of his bones are broken. As soon as Muriel's ass comes down, his arm snap, chat, the bone sticks. He goes, ah! And he's lowered, chat. Slowly, he's suffocated and smushed into the stew, the Cajun gumbo itself, chat, where he is cooked. And Muriel wakes up. She goes, oh, Courage, so good to see you. How did I end up here? You know what, Courage? I smell the loveliest thing in the world. I smell Cajun fox gumbo. And he's like, don't you want some, Courage? Would you want like a nice bowl? He goes, I've had enough of foxes today. And that's it. That's the end of the episode. She literally kills the fucking fox with her ass. Good on you, Muriel. Brace the thickness. Hell yeah, chap. Hell yeah. Gilf, goddamn right. Gilf gumbo. Oh my god, a honky tonk. Hell yeah. There you go, Chad. Good episode. You know what, Chad? They're both pretty fucking fun now I think about it. I mean, literally, she kills him with her thick ass. You couldn't do that nowadays. Well, now with that, Chad, after both these reviews, hope you enjoyed my review for Children of the Corn. Hope you enjoyed my review for Courage the Cowardly Dog, Episode 1. Now, my friends, we got to get into this gameplay. Single-player spooky shenanigans, Chad, and Owless. I'm going to take a brief break. Hold on. I got to go get tissue. My nose is a little itchy. Nowhere is purgatory. That might be it, too. They might all be dead. That's another theory, I think, that nowhere is purgatory, and this is where all the monsters and creatures and people who are stuck there live. That is also another option. That's why no one dies. Good point, D. Carlox. Very good point. I'll be right back, though, chat. Stick around.